Don't. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilcum, an empath, and I just like to do these little talks on how I feel about things. And I just got out of a, well, gosh, time's fluid when you're flowing through it. Flies when you're having, I'm not really having fun, but not having a bad time either. Got a little bit of a headache today. The energy is freaking, woo. Ain't a whole lot of reports going on. I keep going out looking for astrology reports, and it's pretty quiet today. Yeah. A lot of people going within. I hate naming things, coming up with titles for this. And Stanley came over to visit when I started, so I'm like, I'll call it Cat Tales. Aw, yes, he's lovely and kind and sweet. He's my big boy, Stanley. Anyway, so I got Cancer rising in my eastern Cancer rising. I got Cancer in my chart, and it plays a lot of times when what is plant Cancer? Mercury. See, this is the stuff I don't retain. I don't try enough to I don't retain enough to memorize what they are, and if I don't write them down, I won't. All I know is this: it doesn't even matter because everybody's different unless they're born on the same day at the same time, and then frame of reference is going to play a part and all that stuff, and socio-economic backgrounds and all that jazz. That's going to play a factor in there, and where you live and stuff like that. But I am just I'm an advocate for freaking astrology, and a lot of people's lives could be saved if they just knew what their astrological charts are, and if they just recognize the fact that we, even though we have free will, see, free will is what says we can do whatever we want, but just because we can doesn't mean we should. You know what I mean? People aren't disciplined. They lack discretion. They just want to do whatever makes them feel good, and when nobody can do that 100% all the time. Ain't nobody can do what they want all the time, because there's, unless you navigate through this world in a freaking solo bubble, a lot of times I feel like I do, but I know I'm not. A lot of people are waking up to a different idea. What do you want to call your woke or awake, your ascension, All to me that is you have an idea of how your life is going to be, and then you get to a point that either it's going to be that way or it ain't. And no matter how hard you try, if things don't line up to make it how you want it, it ain't supposed to be that way. And people trying to freaking fight it, and they're killing themselves trying to freaking create lives and situations and circumstances that, because of a picture in their mind, because they're not able to be flexible, because they're not able to, I just think about how many people would freaking chill out in life, and how much less road rage there would be if freaking, I gotta open the window again. Stanley's gonna jump up there. They're beating on stuff. Oh, gotta make allowances, gotta go with the flow, and that's what the climate is right now, and people are standing in their own way. When I say that, I mean, if this is my way and I want it this way, and if it can't be this way, then there's gonna be hell to pay. Dude, I don't know a lot of people that freaking have an idea how their life is and then get to freaking magically manifest that, and or make it happen and keep it, I know a couple people, but shoot, the downside of that is you got to cut things out. You got to freaking you got to be freaking kind of a cold mofo to do that, I think. I like music. I've been trying to listen to a lot of music. Worth it. That's worth it. Isn't that an apropos song for today? So, a lot of my discomfort, most of my pain in life has been me recognizing of my value and my worth and other people not. People, I've looked at people and determined how they are. I've judged people by looks. I have until I've been so wrong that I can't do it anymore. I do judge though. I do judge. I judge when people try to take power from other people. I judge them. I think they're seedy and they're gross. I think when people try to, take advantage of people, I judge those people. I judge people that have too much and don't share. I judge them. I judge them too. So, all about being a human is recognizing what your character defects are. Oh, because I judge them, I'm not going to treat them any different. I'll just be like, man, that sucks. You're stingy. I'll still, I don't know. Mercury is about to go into retrograde, and I've had a couple of examples about how technology is glitchy. In other ways, not just, even old-timey technology broke on me today. And you can't get mad about stuff, and that's the thing is I watched this dude gave a good explanation about his interpretation. That's the thing. We watch a video and it's just one person's interpretation of all the data they've collected and they're reporting, and so, but so many people have different frame of references. That's why I watch so many, so I can pick up the patterns and make the similarities and things like that. And one thing but he did a good talk about that, and it's, it doesn't mean that things are going to happen. Things always have the potential to happen. There's just periods of time that the potential is greater for them to happen. That it could be more like, it's like, oh yeah, like, I ain't going to get tripped up and mad if freaking I send somebody an email or a letter or pay a bill and it doesn't go through, because these things happen. Dog wants in. Cat wants out. You guys trade. You trade right now. Come on. All the way over. Get your hydration station. All four are in here, so we'll see how this goes. Tuck Duck just came in. He's hitting the hydration station. Or I don't remember what I was talking about before I had to let Stanley out and the dog in. Mercury retrograde and the stuff that's, can happen. I wouldn't go freaking starting anything new. I mean, or if you do, just know, okay, usually this happens, but, statistically, when things happen in my life during these periods of times, things that I started didn't finish well, I want to teach what I just freaking love astrology. And if everybody recognize, if people just, wouldn't that be cool if there was a freaking astrology freaking forecast on the news instead of the freaking bullshit that they, because they don't know. They don't know what the weather is going to be. I mean, meteorologists are just like politicians. They get paid a lot of money for being wrong all the time. You know what I mean? And because the weather is like in a kind of way you can't account for it. You can't plan what the weather is. We're going to have an earthquake. I mean, you can get an idea. Ben Davison, there's a guy on his channel that he's a freaking, that kid's brilliant. And that kid is good at freaking accurate of pinpointing. And I got an idea of the pattern and how to determine, well, based on, seismic activity and things like that. And I can get an idea of when earthquakes are going to happen and things like that. But this kid, he freaking has like, where it's going to be in like in a 24-hour window kind of a deal. But I don't even remember his name, so I probably shouldn't have brought him up. But I just think it's interesting. Like there's a how emotions correlate with astrology. They do. And there's a lot of powers that be that freaking didn't want people to believe in it because it's so accurate, but they themselves followed it and tracked it. Dude, it's not. I mean, and if you look at like on the second of the day of the eclipse, there are like four, because I love music. There are like four musicians that I wonder what Ed Sheridan's chart's like, because he is freaking on fire creatively right now. He's putting out a lot of freaking music. He's creating a lot of music with a lot of different people because, and I bet his astrology, you know what? I wonder what he is. But like, on these days where it's, there's certain activity and like a lot of Cancer energy, there's like four musicians that put out, new stuff that day, you know, and you know, a lot of these musicians that are putting out stuff, I wonder what their charts are, because they haven't done stuff in, like, you know, 15 years, 20 years. Now they're starting to make music again, you know. What goes around comes around, you know. But I know that it helps, and God, I want to be lazy all the time, but, or, you know, I say that I want to be lazy all the time, but what it comes down to is I freaking don't. I really don't. You know, it's like people ask what, or they have an idea of what they want, and they think. I talked about that this morning with a friend of mine. It's like, you know, we have an idea, and that's what happened to me. That's when my awakening started, is after my last relationship ended 3.5 years, and I was like, you know, when I was in it, before I did it, I pictured of what I wanted in a relationship, and then I got it, and then I was still not happy. I was almost 200 pounds, 5'2", and I was not happy. And so I started taking myself out on dates, you know, like the first Valentine's Day after we broke up. We broke up in 2014, but that first Valentine's after, I went out and I bought myself a new set of sheets, because I like clean sheet Saturdays, and bought myself a Hero 6, the 6 movie, Big Hero 6. I think I bought myself that. That was in 2 different flavor pints of Ben and Jerry's. I would, you know, eat pie for dinner, a couple bites here. I just did whatever I want, what my body craved, and I started losing weight. Started driving around, you know, and I'd take myself out and go on picture excursions, doing stuff. I started just, you know, dating myself pretty much, essentially. And then you come into, once you start caring up for yourself and just not even wasting time on stuff you don't like, then you start seeing what you don't want. Then you start seeing a whole world of things that you don't want. You know, come on, Tata. Come on, Papas. Go all the way over. Jump over your brother and don't step on his broken toenail. And don't eat in his ear about either, please. Go on. No. Give him no. Peace, love, and tolerance, baby. Is it, Tata? Ben is better after his rough night the other night. We're all good. Anyway, I don't remember where I was, where I'm out of time. I guess that's 12 minutes. I wasn't really going to do a live or video today, but there's just so much not going on. I got some ideas for people that, you know, because I can sit in my stuff. I can sit in my funk, and, you know, when cancer's flying around, it's one of my, it's my rising sign. I just can't remember. I think it's Western. It's all a blur. Things are really fuzzy right now too. So you know, if you can't retain thoughts and stuff like that, and if you get an idea and it's fleeting, just let it flee, you know, and don't get too tripped up. Like, oh my God, I have dementia. You know, a lot of this stuff is freaking space weather and freaking astrology too. You know, there's periods of time, depending on where the planets in the sky are and where they sit on your chart, that they make you a little bit, what's going on, you know? You know, and it's that recognition, is seeing yourself in your chart is a beautiful thing. Seeing, you know, how you act is just you being you is truly freaking remarkable. It's kind of neat, you know, and people stop loathing themselves less, and they start understanding themselves a little bit more and start cutting themselves a little bit slack, you know, then you can do things to account and counter behaviors. You know, there's certain days that you shouldn't travel. But I know enough to lead people to start their own journey. And that's what I think people should do. I don't know if people should really pick one astrologer, latch onto them, and just, you know, let their truth be gospel. Because, well, second, third, fourth, fifth opinions are always good. I just like to pick out the patterns and to see, you know, see where they line up in their teachings too. So, it's just kind of in between day. I had a headache a little while ago, and I had a nice meditate still. Lily Ellen, and that's another thing is sometimes when these freaking, you can tell when the energies are getting really, really heavy, because Jason Stevenson, he's one of the, he's I don't know, he's too big and important to me, but a lot of his meditations are good. I just, sometimes his ego just kind of, he's so big. And that's what happens with anybody that is so big. You know, they're so big. They're too important for me. And but Lily Eden is one that I really like a lot, and I just did this nice 45-minute meditate state. You know, I mean, how many people don't take time to take care of themselves, but they're gonna freaking I just think about how much time they waste on other stupid stuff that isn't gonna get them anywhere, isn't gonna advance them in life, you know. That's about all I got for today. And then I like to bounce back and forth between doing lives, because you can't share on here, or you can't, like, when I record a video, tech is so weird. There's no standardization anywhere, and I bet it's different than on a Windows machine, because I have an iOS operating system, or yeah, Apple operating system. So self-care is really important right now. I mean, it always is, but sometimes it's like it can fall in the back. It can be less important and critical. But the way I feel like we're between this solar eclipse we had in the 2nd and this lunar eclipse we're about to have on the 16th. It's just like, just allow, you know, and don't fight. Don't try and resist too much stuff. Just don't, because you're only freaking hurting yourself. You know. Don't try it. Just for a couple days. Then you can go, if you're all about, you know, managing everything in your life and making it how you want it, go back to that after a little while. But you're only going to create more problems for yourself in the next window here pretty quick. So, all right, for real, that's all I got. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.